Right. Hello and welcome to another special edition this time of See You Next Time. No, and he's vanished again. He's going to make a big entrance again. Oh, God. Here we go. He can't wait. He just has to do this. Such a diva you are. Just because Billy's not here doesn't mean you have to have the spotlight on you all the time, you know. My God, I mean, it's
I was gonna make
8
an
hours. We
entrance.
were supposed to be doing this 3 hours ago, but we had to wait for him to finish his makeup. And then he had to change his phone because the definition wasn't high enough. He'd had a look at the previous one and said the picture wasn't clear enough of him. So now it's a bit clearer with this new one because he wants to show off his beard trim and his haircut and that. Make sure we can all see how good he looks and all that. It's such a diva we have, I tell you. God's sake, it's worse than working with Naomi Campbell. My God. Sorry. Anyway, so today's special edition is See You Next Time, which unfortunately, again, Billy can't be with us. I think he's busy watching Egg Chasing or something, was the last I heard. I don't know what that's all about, but bless him. Yeah, so today we're talking about, it's not even it's a transfer that hasn't even happened yet. He's that excited. Seamus is that excited. He was wetting himself so much, we had to do it today. It's Bryan Mbeumo we wants to talk about. So, Seamus, take it away, mate. Tell us all about your new signing to be, I should say. I was going to say signing, but he hasn't actually signed yet. Go on, get the excitement off your chest. Do you need tissue?
First off, greetings. First off, greetings everyone. Secondly, I was gonna make an entrance. You fucking ruined it. Now,
Yeah,
now,
I
now
knew
let's
you were
get to
making an
now let's
entrance.
get to Bryan and Mbeumo. A signing that has been loading for it seems like 40, 50, 60. I don't know how many days.
I think it was last season you started trying to sign him, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like the last season was not officially over. The last, why was it over? We were linked to him. We were
No, I meant before
linked is
last
a very
season
soft word.
started and they started negotiations. But Jim
So,
Ratcliffe didn't like the terms he wanted because there was £3.50 too much on the top of on those bonuses that he wasn't keen on, and he needed to pay off a few more staff members
just
to afford them.
no, just quickly on Ratcliffe, like with the track record that's been at United since he's been here, would it be any surprise to anyone if the only reason for the hold up was them not wanting to pay the wages for a couple of weeks? Like,
No, that really wouldn't
like
surprise me if that's what the issue would
we
be.
cannot it's a genuine thought. Like you cannot say with 100% certainty that it's not to save up on what's roughly like 250, 300 something grand for the
No,
club, because we've laid off people who were on way less than that in a whole year, like a whole set of people.
hmm. I mean, it's astonishing.
All-
You got the Cunha deal wrapped up so quickly.
yeah, but
Ratcliffe must have been away that day.
that,
He must have been
or
out of town.
maybe that was because of that 5 million Sancho termination fee.
Could be, yeah. Yeah. I
Or
know.
maybe that's the
I still think
accounting.
it's more likely he was out of town at the time. He was probably at the F1 instead, and he didn't notice. Thought it was an F1 payment. Yeah, sign that, pay
He
it. Yeah.
owns an F1. He owns an F1 team as well.
No, he's involved in Mercedes
Part of
Mercedes team. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. That's why
I didn't know
they
that.
have Ineos all over, plastered all over the Mercedes car. So I mean, he's spending so
But they
much
don't win
money
anymore,
there,
right?
but he can't afford the staff at Man United. He can't afford to pay charity payments and stuff.
So they don't win anymore, do they? The
No,
silver, whatever.
no, it's funny that since Ineos got involved, they've gradually dropped and dropped and dropped the level. Strange, isn't it? That hard to believe, considering how we know he likes to spend money and invest wisely. Yeah.
No,
So anyway,
it takes over big businesses that make a lot, and then in like short span of time, the making money part seems to go down despite the cost cutting.
Yeah, well, Ineos isn't even making a decent amount now, are they? Theirs is dropping, and that car,
No,
the
they're
Grenadier
gonna.
thing's a disaster.
Yeah, they're in just quickly on Ineos these days. They're in talks with some kind of power energy deal with the French company Total Energy. It's almost like a complete agreement by now, pretty much. There's some kind of deal. I don't know whether it's a merger, it's a takeover or something, or maybe just partnership in some format. But it's a huge company, that one as well. They're in talks with for some kind of a collaborative deal. But we should get to
Interested to see if that
the
affects
man
Man
in question.
United, considering it's Ineos that are part owners of Man United, not Jim Ratcliffe himself.
Hmm. I don't care. I don't care much. Whoever owns us, we always end up getting shit end of the deal with
Hmm.
the owners.
But you do lately. Never used to. I mean, Man United never had any debts before the Glazers came in. You'd had them once, and you were rescued, but I forget his name. And he came in, and the club had been debt free ever since. He bought it, he paid off the debt, and that cleared them, kept them as a profitable concern for the rest of the time up until the Glazers stepped in. And you've never made you've never been profitable since. You've had a huge debt, but since it's just
No, we
It's not how Man United
on a
should
yearly
be run.
account. On a yearly account, we're profitable. Just that the profit is just used to pay
Yeah,
dividends,
yeah,
to serve.
yeah. Sorry, I should have explained that better. That was my bad. Yeah, I didn't word that correctly.
But let's get back to Bryan Mbeumo.
Hmm. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, oh, it's not like us to get sidetracked. I'm there.
I don't think we even mentioned Bryan Mbeumo by his name till now.
I know we can't, and we can't even see. Normally, we blame Billy for leading us astray, but like he's not even here, so we still can't stay on track. So it's not even his.
So
It's not even
anyway,
his age. Wondering, where his mind can't cope because he's so many thousands of years old. He struggles, but yeah, it's not him then. Oh well, still blame him.
anyway, just let's get back to Bryan Mbeumo for a minute.
Come on.
We'll get sidetracked later on. But I'm gonna ask you first. Is he a good signing in your opinion for United?
I,
What does he bring to United?
I
Where does he
think
fit in?
for the United, for what United need right now, I think he's a great signing. Not a good sign, a great one. And I think Cunha the same. I think those two are absolutely what you were missing. Goals and work rate. Both of them provide it. I know people are going to say, but Cunha walks too, but no, he's still he works hard. You ask any Wolves fan, the one thing they'd say about him is he was a grafter. He worked with them. It doesn't matter how much he walked when he didn't need to run. That's not a bad thing. Paolo Maldini would have wouldn't have run if he didn't have to. You know what I mean? You just don't. Clever players don't need to run as much as stupid players. It's that simple. He was clever, and Mbuemo's different. He's more of a hustle bustle. He'll run up and down. He'll get up and down. He'll work hard. He'll play off the striker or he'll play on the right, and he'll constantly get up and down. And he'll cause so many problems for the opposition. He'll work hard. He'll help protect, the defence as well as being a goal threat. No, I think he's a fantastic signing because you really needed goals, desperately needed goals. Now all you need really, I think, the only priority now you've got, number one priority has to be goalkeeper now. Because you've got I think right now you've got the basis of the start of a decent team building now. But you've got the worst goalkeeper I've seen in the Premier League in God knows how long. I think Taibbi was the last one that looked as bad. And I'm including ones like Kepa at when he first joined and that with his
Mignolet,
chocolate wrists, any of them. Even Karius, none of them were as bad as Anana's been. So anyway, yeah. So you tell
I,
us what you think then.
I'm not gonna defend Andre Onana. Just all. But I don't think. in isolation, he's the worst keeper. The thing is the way he plays the game, the way he carries himself. He tries to be very commanding with his defenders without having any command.
Hmm. I mean, he's
So
just
that in turn,
tactless.
I think it just in turn, if I was a defender, it would in turn just make me more vulnerable because of it.
I've just noticed you've gone and got a new shirt, haven't you? Especially for the look at you, keep holding the logo. Look, make sure people notice it's a name logo. This look, it's branded. Look, it's branded. This Ralph Lauren. This look.
Uh,
Oh come on! Is this a sponsorship deal? Because we're not, if we want to cut, if you're getting sponsorship deals to come on the pod, wait until I tell Bobby and that about this. I tell you, God,
I
this is a
for the
disgrace.
sake of the podcast, I have to say this is branded, A grade, top quality, limited edition Ralph Lauren polo shirt.
Yeah, how much are they paying you to wear it? That's what I want to know. Because you kept touching the logo, you're clearly advertising it. Look,
I should just do the podcast like this.
no, you can't. I don't. You'll lose your revenue there, mate. I mean, clearly this is a sideline you've got. No wonder you were desperate to do a pod today. Oh, well, it seemed odd. Normally you don't want. Normally you want a few days in between to rest and get your nails done and your hair redone and your beard trimmed properly and that. But this time you were desperate to do this Bryan Mbeumo one. Now I know what it's about. You obviously have a sponsorship deal with Ralph Lauren. Now I tell you what,
You do
why
realize
haven't I
you
got
no,
any of
you
these
do
kind of
realize
sponsorship deals? I mean,
you do
I'm
realize
the
that
host.
Ralph Lauren probably has no idea that this
Nepali would
knockoff brand even
exist, let alone
existed in
you.
Nepal. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, let alone you. He doesn't even know where Nepal is.
He probably thinks it's Naples.
Yeah. Yeah, or nipple.
I don't know which one is worse.
anyway, sorry. Back to Mbuma. Sorry, apologise, everyone. We've completely got off track. That's all Seamus's fault because obviously I was keeping it on track till I noticed his shameless plugging of the logo on his shirt. To see this, why we have to wait till we
One
start.
more
Like,
thing.
you can't even start recording at the right time because he's always. Oh, I've just got to wait because he's got to get changed and do his makeup and get his manicure and pedicure done and all that. He's a diva. Sorry, go on.
One, one more thing that people don't really associate it with Mbomo, but something he can bring is set pieces.
Yes,
Is very good with his
I'm taking it.
corners. His yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
on taking
Sorry.
set
Yeah, got
pieces,
you. Sorry, my
including
fault.
like free kick,
Yes. Yes.
corners, even penalties is very good. And you can
Mm.
never have too
As
much of players who can bring that
as is
ability.
Cunha for that matter. You've got a couple there. That's a very good point. And you already had Fernandes
And
as
we
well.
already have Bruno, but yeah, but you can never have too many of them.
No.
Sometimes someone can have a great day. Sometimes someone can have a bad day on
Yeah.
taking them.
And it's nice to have
It's nice
different
to have.
foot options as well, because Mbumo's
Yeah,
left-footed and Fernandes and Cunha are both right-footed, so it's nice to have
yeah,
that
nice
variation.
his
Hmm?
name.
Fernandes,
Nice
that's how it's
pronunciation.
pronounced. Yeah, I know. I watched the pronunciation thing. Do you know when they put the video? The video they put out the pronounce where they tell you how they pronounce their names. I've been
Nicolas
watching it,
Jackson.
Fernandes and stuff. Yeah, it's like so. I practiced that one ready. I knew he'd come up because, like, he always said, he always obviously does a lot during the season. He's one of your key men, so he's going to be mentioned. So I've been practicing that one.
Yeah, Bruno Miguel Fernandes.
Oh, you've even gone the middle name. Wow, that's love. That is.
No,
Bobby will
he
get
goes with his
jealous.
middle name. He goes with his middle name.
Does
You
he?
can go back and check.
I'll have
Yeah.
to have a look. I'll have to, yeah, if I can find the clip.
Yeah, but anyways, Bryan Mbeumo can give us a different option, a different angle.
Mm,
Mm,
it's a great one.
what he brings to United, just for a casual person listening and watching us. He brings Premier League experience. He
Mhm.
brings proven quality. He brings goals for United, which we were desperately lacking because despite all the faults of Onana, Maguire, the defense, leaking, midfield not supporting, the number of goals that United conceded wasn't that different from ones conceded by Villa, Newcastle,
Mm,
teams who had way better season on paper. It was ultimately United couldn't win games 2-1 or 3-2 or draw 2-2 enough
mm.
to get more points.
Can I just say one thing? I've just got to remind you of something you said to me. He was whining on WhatsApp to me a few weeks ago. He's too expensive. We should give up. We should walk away. He's not worth the money. And now all of a sudden you're running off this huge list of how great he is. And he's suddenly not. I bet you're now saying, "Oh, he's a bargain," right? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, I'm yet to get to that point. I'm only just starting with listing what it brings.
No, he was too expensive when you didn't think you were
I,
getting
I
him,
know I
and
know what
now
I said.
he's suddenly great signing.
I said Brentford sticking to their guns about wanting 62.5 million and more that United paid for Cunha because Mbomo has more goals, more assists, more years in the Premier English football, in short words.
Mm.
He's more proven. My point still is not Bruno, sorry, Cunha had a longer contract. He had only signed a contract. Mbomo only has 1 year plus 1 year club option. The length of contract should also be used while determining any
Mm.
player's worth in the market. That was my point. You can also go back
The
and check
I
our
yeah.
conversations. Even no, you can also go back and check our conversations. I said 60 plus 5 or something, the second bid from United. That would go somewhat closer to the fee we paid for Cunha. I still think that was a deal worth accepting for Brentford. But then the Premier League clubs went bonkers. Anthony Elanga, 55 million. Fuck no. Kudus, 55 million. Fuck no. Gibbs White, 60 million. Fuck no. If you just take the players in isolation without anything else, Momo is way better.
Yeah, exactly.
He may not be better, he may not turn out to be better from now to the
Yeah.
rest of the future. Maybe at United he's gonna flop, but up until
Mm.
2025 July 1st, Mbeumo was the best player among all those other players.
Yeah, to be fair, you did message when Alanga and that were moving. You did message back to say maybe I was wrong about the price. He said it suddenly looks cheap. Yeah, but like I did tell you, I thought the price was fair. I think you got a good price there. I just didn't understand the hassle, the sticking point being the price when he's
I will also give you
such a good player.
I when that was happening, you told me Cunha 62.5 when you consider
Bargain.
everything else, it's a bargain.
Mm.
Now when I look at other players, yes, yes, the clause made him a bargain.
And his
Now
desperation
when
to
I look
join
back,
Man
it's a
United.
bargain
Because obviously, if he didn't
because
want to join Man United, then you're not getting him at 62.5.
Newcastle, yeah,
Yeah.
Newcastle, they could have added a 10 million more on the
Mm,
Anthony Elanga. We haven't got there was a similar age with better upper sitting, but also a better base
mm.
right now.
Yeah, but they
And
couldn't
I will
because
be honest, like
that
I
was
said,
never going to happen
there
because
is no
he only
guarantee.
wanted Man United. You're lucky in that respect. You got two good players who only wanted Man United. It's a massive advantage being Man United and Liverpool, like Real Madrid and Barcelona. They hold that massive, when it comes to recruiting, you've got those four teams have got a big edge.
Yeah, like but these two players, like just on a side note, these two players have also made me realize that come 5-10 years, if United don't get back on the successful road
Mm.
when we're not just competing in the Champions League and competing in the Premier League just in the name, but if we cannot get successful, then I really think the next generation of players that are going to come through will not have the same viewpoint towards United, because now the next generation is probably going to be players that only know Alex Ferguson as a
Yeah,
retired manager.
yeah,
Ergo, when United were not as successful, because Cunha, when he talks about, yeah, he talks about Rashford, yeah, definitely, but he also talks about the time when United, when Rooney was scoring goals, and maybe Ronaldo was
yeah.
there, something like that.
That's
Mbeumo, oh, Mbeumo
true.
is my idol was Ronaldo, so he's
Yeah.
happy to join United because it's a club he has some kind of association. But
As a Liverpool
if
fan, when we were in the wilderness, I can tell you, it became a real difficult. You did get the odds one, but they were players like Stuart Downing who wanted to join Liverpool because they were Liverpool, and it's not exactly inspiring, is it? Bless him. He tried, but like, I mean, the most. Sorry, I'm not going to get into that, but like, yeah, they're not the inspiring signings like Mbuemo and Cunha, who've lit up the Premier League. To be fair to them, for their respective teams in the past. So be interested to see
and also
how it
like it
transfers.
pains me. It pains me to always get back to this same thing. Like it's a as a joke, it's a 15th place finish team, a team that was battling at the wrong end of the table, but
Sorry, can you say that again?
it matters.
Where did you finish last
It's a
season?
team that finished 15th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
15th.
just like to hear that. Oh, sorry,
Well, I might be wrong, and it could even be 16th. I don't know,
I
but
can't
it
remember.
damn
I
sure was
don't care.
not.
It doesn't matter. Nobody looks that far down the table.
No, but another couple more years, and then the number of players that
Mm,
would be willing to sacrifice a year or two of their
that's true.
short-lived career, a short-lived window into the upper echelons of the football, like it's going to dwindle for United.
Mm,
It's like so it's very necessary that we can get players who can play well for us 3 years down the line, but also who can play well for us 3 months down the line.
that's true.
It's
You
all
make
we're
a
saying at
very
the
good
end of
point
the
there.
day.
This is
We're,
probably the
we're, we're
last
not
window to
compromising.
build something while you've got the name as an advantage.
Yeah, it's because next time you're also like I sometimes just say things as a fan, but when I just take a step back, I can like think if I'm advising a certain player, just like I always joke around with Chelsea, I wouldn't
Hmm.
just suggest him is a good move if you want to develop as a player. I also don't think United is a good move for a lot of the players now, especially if we continue to just battle for a top half place,
Hmm.
not a top five, top six place, let alone a Champions League or Premier League contendership. Then you have to think: do you get the same opportunities there when you balance it out with the pressure of expectation? So
Hmm.
it's very important that players like Cunha, players like Mbeumo, who already know the league, who can acclimatize with the system as well,
Hmm.
very fast, very quick.
Yeah, they fit. That's the thing I like about the signings, is in like terms of like if it was if it was me looking to build a team, I would like them because they fit the system. They can play in a number of the roles that your system, that the system Amrin's trying to use has. They can fit in those roles. They're not ones that you've got to shoehorn in. Like they're not a left back and you've got to put them at left wing back. They're not you know what I mean. They're properly suited to play in the number 10 roles. And in Bumo's case, as he has done, he has been absolutely. I think he won man of the match for Brentford, playing at right wing back on at least one occasion. I'm sure I watched the game. He played at right wing back last season, I'm sure he did, and he got man of the match. In fact, I was looking on whoscored.com trying to see if I could find it, but obviously there's so many, it takes too long to ask. Couldn't figure it out. But I did notice his ratings. The highest rating he had was for right wing back. The highest overall, average rating for each position. They give him one, and his highest rating was for right wing back. So I think that's why I'm 99% sure that he got man of the match as well, playing at 10 minutes. Okay, that's a 10-minute warning, mate. So so you've got a player that absolutely 100% fits into the way you're going to play next season. And he shouldn't have any trouble adjusting because Thomas Frank was playing a very similar system a lot of the time. He plays Mbeumo either on the right as off the striker, as the right forward that you have there. Which who's been playing there? Forget now.
It was Ahmad, but then he got
Ahmad.
injured.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I couldn't think of his name then. It just completely escaped. And then, but he can also play right wing back. He can even play in central midfield. He has played central midfield for Brentford,
He could, like,
but you wouldn't want
in
to put
theory,
him there.
we could,
He's not the
yeah,
one
but
weakness.
also in theory, we can also say have a front two of Punya and Mbomo, and then have someone like a Bruno or even Ahmad, someone who's creative enough, hardworking enough, as a foil for them to link up. Like many people have suggested, it could even be Xerxes, someone
Yeah,
who can have a role more like Firmino,
yeah,
facilitating
yeah,
both attackers. Like
yeah,
even that, at least on paper, before they've set foot on the field,
mm,
even that looks a real
yeah. Very good.
sharp.
I've got to say one thing we haven't said. We haven't pointed out any of his any of his weaknesses with Mbumu. One, he's not tall, so he's not He's not bad in the air for his height, but it's for his height rather than he's not bad
Also,
and he's poor on the ball. He can be very head down and just run. You know what I mean? He's not the best. He's not going to be pinging 60-yard passes across to the opposite wing very often. Most of the time, you won't even see them. He'll often run into blind alleys and if there's nobody close by to back him up, he'll end up losing the ball. He is very much a head down and run. He's not the best passer of the ball. He can lose the ball quite easily. That's one thing. That's his main weakness, in my opinion. Those two things.
so just very quickly on the height thing, him being short it's a good thing, but the United team as a whole is just slowly, gradually getting shorter in height.
Mm,
It's a bit of a concern, especially when you come up against teams that rely on set pieces to
yeah,
attack you.
like
We all know which team that is.
yeah,
Let's not name them.
Stoke Alona.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, led by Arteta.
The other question, the other issue with him, with Mbomo is it's a bit of a connected issue. The right side will get severely depleted during the African Cup of Nations.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
sad thing, but
yeah.
ultimately it is something that teams that not all teams will have the same disadvantage. Basically,
Mm.
there's nothing. Like
Yeah, well, that was the
Liverpool are
same when
gonna
we were talking about
Liverpool are
Kudus.
gonna
Yeah.
lose Salah. Yeah. You're gonna lose Salah, but then Arsenal or City, they're not gonna lose anyone that's gonna be as important to the team. For United, it is probably likely gonna be both Mbomo and Amar out at the same time. I'd
Oh
rather
gosh,
have
yeah, I
Mbomo
might
out
as
and
well.
then let's say Amar. Yeah, that's the issue. Like if it's okay to have one player miss, but then the backup option also being similar. And
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
not saying Ahmad is going to be a backup for him. I think there are games where Ahmad can play right wing back and
yeah.
then Mbomo can play right. Like they can work it out.
And
But
you've got Mason Mount as
ultimately,
well as a backup, and
yeah,
Fernand can
but
play
he'll
there.
be injured, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So I don't think it's no. What I mean
Mount
is,
would
I'm
be.
just saying it shouldn't be too much of an issue. You look like you've built a side to deal with that now. The up front looks for me, apart from the actual centre forward, that's the only thing you're missing to finish off your front. Your attack now. But I think that's not a major issue when you've got two goal scorers behind a centre forward like Liverpool. When Bobby Firmino was there, he didn't score many goals. Last season, we had trouble getting goals from our centre forward. Liverpool didn't stop us winning the league. You know what I mean? It's not for me. I don't think that's a priority. I think you've got enough goals in your team now. You need to look at the defence and particularly the goalkeeper, obviously. But yeah, yeah, obviously that is a problem. You're going to miss him for the African nations, though. That is something you've got to figure out a way
But
around.
United also have this like added advantage of basically having one game a week. So
Yeah,
that is where
you're
a
not in
manager
Europe, are you, at
always.
all? Are you? Not in Europe at all, are you, next season?
So 15th place team that won Jack Tournament qualified, right?
Could you just tell me which competition are you in Europe next season, Sonny? Just want to hear you say it. That's all.
No, but generally it.
Yeah,
I know it's an issue. F1 is an issue, but that is where a manager should be earning his money. If you can't handle like a month without one or two players, then
yeah. But yeah,
it's
you're
gonna
right
be
though. It is the right time to have an African player when you're not going to be in Europe next season. It means you're playing less games, and as you got cup games, obviously move to then. Around that time, but you're not going to have as many games as you could do. So it's not so bad. Yeah, you've got to. It
it's
shouldn't be such a problem in that respect. Yeah, it's just like if
it's
they've
gonna be
done.
a strange thing for United, man. It's gonna be very strange because United have never not had a European fixture in a season in Premier League ever in the history.
Really, I was thinking I can't remember when they were last not in Europe, and I honestly can't remember.
I don't.
Yeah,
I think United were in one of the cup competitions, European Cup competitions at the start of Premier League, Cup Winners' Cup or something, whatever they say. Like they were, I don't know the names. Like there was some tournament back
UEFA
then.
Cup they would have
Then
qualified
United,
for 92, 90, for the 92-93 season because they were second.
then we
Yes.
won 3 or 4 Premier League
Yeah, you
back to
won. No,
back.
you won two, didn't you, in a row? Then Blackburn won it, and then
So
so you would have been
there
in.
was
Yeah, you were
probably
in it for
European.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I honestly can't remember a time when United haven't been in some level of European competition.
Yeah, in Premier League history,
Yeah,
I think this is
yeah.
probably
Sorry,
the first. So also,
right.
it's gonna be a strange
We've only
thing,
got a couple
but
of
also
minutes
some.
left. Well, less than 2 minutes left. So I don't know if you want to get your advert finished. Put up get your sponsorship money in now. You've got anything
I think
else
I
to
know some. I think
advertise? Any other logos you want to get? You want to get shown? Close-ups of. Draw attention
I
to.
think if there is anyone, yeah, if there is anyone willing to offer some kind of sponsorship deal
Because
to
three
me
people
for
are watching this
next,
and they might be interested in
yeah,
buying what he wears. Not. I tell you
no,
what,
no, not
Ralph
buying what I
Lauren
wear.
will be
I want
sending
some
you
merch.
money not to wear their clothes in future. That's the only chance. That's the only chance either of us have got to get a sponsorship deal, mate, is when they start paying us not to wear it.
No, but come on, let me try my hand out. If anyone wants to sponsor me for the specs, come on, I'm open.
Yeah.
I can totally type out your name anywhere.
Anything. He'll take any kind of deal. He's not. He's cheap as well. You know what I mean? He's very cheap. I mean, we're paying him nothing, and he still turns up every time. So yeah, no. Admittedly, if you know what they say, about what is it paying? No, it's what do you pay? What is it paying? I've forgotten what the saying is now. But was it paying peanuts? You get monkeys or something? I can't remember. What was it? What's the saying? Shit.
Or
God, I'm getting old.
if I ever got a single peanut from you, that would be like that would be
That would
worth
be a
the going
massive pay
gold.
rise.
It
Right,
would be a
we
pay rise
better.
of infinite times.
Yeah, we better go because it's about to go off. So, thank you
Nice.
for watching,
I
and see you
I have
next
my
time.
eyes on the clock. Yeah. See you next time.
Bye,
Bryan
Ralph.
Mbeumo to United. Here we go. There we land. Whatever else it is. Lastly, I've heard a rumor that Ratcliffe signed Bryan Mbeumo because he will not eat anything for a month.
Oh, for God's sake, yeah, but that's it. That's what it is. You figured it out. He's only looking for Muslims because he gets a month off without having to feed them. Brilliant.
Go
Ratcliffe,
ahead,
you've figured
go
out the
Chelsea.
transfer policy. Right. We'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.